Next year marks the 100th anniversary of World War I, a conflict that impacted upon the lives of 18 million people worldwide and caused a huge amount of loss of life on all sides of the conflict. At Gaia 3D, we're aiming to contribute to those centenary tributes by producing a piece of software that will allow as many people as possible to experience what life was like in that conflict, in those trenches, and really see the conditions that people faced at that time. We already have gone quite far down the road of developing the World War I trench application. We already have a static model that could be navigated with a certain level of interaction with the characters in it. One of the things that, or the main thing that we want the Kickstarter funding to enable is for us to further that development as a conversion project to enable us to do things like publish to multiple platforms, multiple hardware platforms. At the moment we have a PC base, but we'd like to also deliver on iOS and Android, on tablet and smartphone devices.
So here at Gaia Technologies we're working on the World War trenches for World War I, and with your funding the hope is to get these trenches to be to bring them to life basically, and to have characters animated throughout. It's also important so that we can actually get these characters polished and looking to a good standard, which is going to basically merge the gaming world with education. So some of the aspects that we put into the trenches are kind of a bit like dioramas. So you've got key factors like the conditions that soldiers would have had to experience in the trenches, and also some of the psychological conditions that this type of warfare might have caused, such as shell shock, and also how back then medical advances obviously are not as what they are these days. So we would have medics working, and what challenges they would have had to have dealt with back then that they obviously isn't a problem these days. And there would also be camaraderie in terms of how soldiers would band together and help each other out.
What I want to bring to the game is real life feel of World War I. I want grenade explosions, tanks firing, and just debris falling from the sky, and just make it a real exciting experience for young people today.
It is one thing to read about what happened 100 years ago. It's another thing to actually experience it. And that's what we're trying to achieve. To encapsulate not just the facts, but the actual experience of what happened 100 years ago in France, in the trenches of the Great War. And not just the war element, but also the whole feel of an era. From 1914 music till poetry and literature, soldiers' letters and war propaganda, which all add to this being an immersive journey through time. It is an ambitious goal, but it is one that I'm confident that we will achieve.